Email writing. Writing series. Topics covered: the importance of emails, the need to write good emails, do's and don'ts of email etiquette, the 3T mechanism, and email checklist. Learning outcomes. By the end of this module, the learner will be able to apply email etiquette in their business writing. Use the appropriate structure aligning to the content of the email, and effectively use the checklist to ensure the email meets the requisite standards. Okay. The importance. Emails are an integral part of the IT world. Knowledge transfer forms the core of all the work that happens here. Requirement gathering documents, innumerable emails, MOMs, reports, paper publications are all part of this domain. Every interaction is a business transaction. Communication at the end has a definitive outcome. So whether it is to influence someone, share a point of view, or to express an idea, hence, every interaction results in a business transaction. Cross-cultural customers have different viewpoints. It's extremely important to keep in mind that your reader from another culture may have a different perspective when it comes to understanding your message. For example, a native speaker may not be able to understand the use of Indianism in your writing. Creates an impression. Your writing defines you. Sloppy and disconnected writing may portray a negative or an unprofessional image of you to the reader. Why do I need to write good emails? Email is that mode of communication which has become the most indispensable tool for business, social, educational, and personal purposes. Although there are many disadvantages, such as it does not translate emotions as well as face-to-face or even telephone conversation, or your email lacks the pitch, intonation, body language, and a shared environment of the face-to-face communication, it is an extremely important part of your work life. Your recipient may have difficulty if you are angry or irritated, or happy or sad, etc. Thus, emails should be different from both your paper and speech composition. Let us look at some of the do's of email writing. Subject line. Your subject line should be short, no more than 3 to 5 words. It has to be meaningful, that is, it needs to throw light on the message in your email. It needs to be relevant to the content of the email, so that the reader knows what is the context of the mail. Change the subject line if inappropriate when you use the reply option. The to and the CC field. Names of the people from whom you expect a response or action are written in the to and CC field. Please ensure that the CC is only for people who have to be in the loop but do not need to respond. Salutation and closure. Address people with a hi or a hello or a dear and not just the name. It may sound rude. End the email with thanks and regards or regards. Use their proper name and not their nickname or their pet name. If you are addressing a group, use hi all or hi team or dear all, etc. If you are addressing two individuals, use dear XYZ, ABC, referring to the two individuals. Use of BCC. Use blind carbon copy only when you need to send information to a large group of unrelated people. If using BCC, mention on the top of the mail BCC intentional so that your reader knows that there are other people in the loop. Signature line. Signature line should be within 4 to 5 lines. Your signature line will contain your designation, address and contact number. Your email ID is not required. Let your signature line reflect your professionalism. Avoid using punchlines or taglines. Conventions of writing. Keep your sentences short and simple. Short paragraphs and one idea in each paragraph is easy for the reader to comprehend. Use bullets or numbers for sequential information, and this will lead the way for the reader to understand the information. Do a spell check and grammar check before you send your email. Begin the sentence with capital letter. Use capitalization for I or proper nouns. Structure. Use the 3 steps of introduction, that is setting the context, middle, which is the body of the email, and then the closure, which contains the action points and the closure salutations. Ensure there is a logical flow to your information to guide the reader. Highlight points by using bold or color the particular word or number so that the reader gets the message. Attachments. Attachments form an integral part of your emails. To reduce the content of your email, write the summary in the body of the email and send the rest of the information as an attached document. Zip up the heavy attachments to save space. If it is for multiple users, you can save the document in a common place and send them a link. Check for virus before you send it, else your reader may not forgive you. Aesthetics. Use standard font, face and size. Times New Roman, Arial and size 10 is appropriate. Use black or dark blue for writing the mail. Use a plain background for your emails. Last but not the least, read your email loudly to see how it sounds before you send it. And when angry, wait till you cool down to reply. Use reply button to maintain the thread of the email. Let us look at some of the don'ts of email writing. Subject line. Don't keep it blank. Avoid using important, urgent, read immediately, etc. as your subject line. Avoid writing the entire message. For example, let us meet at 11 a.m. at XYZ. End of message. This sounds very unprofessional. To and CC field. Do not unnecessarily mark people and clog their mailbox. Do not expect people in CC to respond to your email. Salutation and closure. Do not write just a hi, hello or dear without a name. It sounds rude. If you write good morning or good afternoon, be aware of the time zone or geographical factor where your reader resides. Refrain from using sir, ma'am or sir/ma'am if you don't know the gender of the individual. Do not use yours faithfully or yours sincerely. It is best to use thanks and regards or just regards. Use of BCC. Avoid using BCC as it is considered unethical by many organizations. Signature line. Do not make your email ID a part of the signature line. Do not use unprofessional taglines in your signature line. Avoid graphics in your signature line. Conventions of writing. Avoid using unfamiliar jargon, abbreviations or acronyms such as LOL, ASAP, etc. Avoid the use of emoticons or smileys. SMS language in your email will make you look unprofessional. Structure. Avoid writing the entire email in one paragraph unless the content is very less. Do not keep repeating the same message in different ways. It makes your writing verbose and heavy. Attachments. Think before you send an attachment. Is it really required? Aesthetics. Do not use multicolors in your writing. Do not deviate from standard font face or size. Avoid using patterned or garish backgrounds in your professional email. Last but not the least, do not write the entire sentence or the email in capital letters. It insinuates that you are shouting or in an emotional frame of mind. Do not use too many exclamation marks. You are in a state of high excitement. Do not use too many ellipses. Only 3 should do. The 3T mechanism. The 3T mechanism consists of a structure where you begin with telling them what you want to tell them, which is the introduction. Tell them, that is the body of the mail. Tell them what you have told them, that is where you summarize. So 3T mechanism is a very good format to use for structuring your email. We have provided you a quick checklist to help you ensure that your email meets the requisite standards. The table in the given slide and the next one will help you to check your email before you send it. With this, we come to the conclusion of the module on email writing.